Hi everyone, this is Ori. It's 8 a.m. and I will see if I'm going to have my partner with me today, Ryan, or not. I will see because I was waking up earlier. He's busy and I totally understand, and I'm really happy to do it on my own if he's not there. So we will see. Surprise! So I'm going anyway to make it because it's planned and it's 8 a.m. And I was thinking, ooh, I need some coffee because I was not really waking up properly. And this is the reality of a new language coach. We are all humans. Don't expect that we are having superpowers. We are still humans like you, and we have our uh, days of difficulty waking up. So I'm just going to drink some coffee right now. Mhm. 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 And I'm going to check if I am live or not. And we shall see. We shall see if Les is going to be there or not. Anyway, how are you feeling, my friends? If you are live, you are quite lucky um, to be live and to be alive. So that's the gratitude part. I audible and live on YouTube. Tu- 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 tu. Ah, yes, I am live and audible on YouTube. And so this, my friends, is a session about NeuroLanguage coaching and a chat conversation between me and Ryan, Les Ryan Johnson, an amazing human being, an amazing new language coach that I will meet face to face in 7 days in Sitges, Spain, near Barcelona. What a blessing. And so, am I live and audible in LinkedIn? And then I can begin. So, how are you feeling, my friends? Today I'm going to talk about one aspect of the language coaching that's really important. Going to check LinkedIn. I am live. What a blessing, my friends. What a blessing. So let me know in the comments how are you feeling, and also on the replay team. While I am managing some tech, I have to take it easy, and here is me with my voice. So what is incredible in the language coaching is that we are applying a lot of things. It's one thing to have dozens of tools, techniques in our bag. We don't use them all and we don't use them all the time. Yet, one of the most important things in language coaching is listening. We are here for our clients, our coachee, our learners. The words that we use, my friends, is really important. So, of course, it's a client because coaching is a business. Of course, it's a coachee because we are a coach. And sometimes I am the coachee and you are the coach. It's like the student, he could be also the learner, and the learner could be the student. And if I'm silent, it's because I'm drinking my coffee. Boire mon café. And so I will still see if I will have the delight to hear Mr. Les. If not, it will be next time today. Why not? Okay, you are here. Amazing. So I was thinking about the powerful questions. We can think about that. The theme of today, of course, Ryan could bring the theme of his choice. For me, the theme of today is the powerful questions that are in the PACT PQC framework. Say PACT and then PQ and then C. C, the last T stands for clarity, and the PQ stands for powerful questions. And then PACT, P stands for placement, like this is signposting. And then we are going to talk about the A, and then we are going to talk about the C, and then we are going to talk about the T. That's the signposting placement. Because the brain really search for clarity. And so A stands for assessment, because in language coaching, we have to be aware about what does the learner knows already. We are not going to teach, because it's the T of the PACT PQC, it's teach. We are not going to teach if the person knows already all the topics. So we have to say what could be of value to you. So, okay. No, I don't need a moment. I am ready, my friend. I am ready on the fire. So, and then T stands for teaching and C stands for conversation. Because we are human beings, we are conversing. It's normal. The conversation, it's dance between the language coach and the language coachee, the learner. And so today we might talk about the powerful questions, and there are many. But the first powerful question I'm going to ask you is, how are you feeling today? Whether you are listening live right now, it's 8 a.m. my time. I know that it's not really friendly in US because it's 2 a.m. EST and 11 p.m. the day before PST. But it's like 8 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. London, and it's 8 p.m. New Zealand and 6 p.m. Australia. So, but whenever you are watching this and listening to this, because I'm not going to be on camera this time, so you will have to have my voice. How are you feeling today while I am introducing? Oh, he's on camera this time. Oh, well, whoever is on camera is on camera. So I am who I am, but I am also on camera then, so that it is for my co-partner. So I am on camera with my juice. This is me, This is the imperfect me that you shall see. How are you feeling, Mr. Ryan? You are elevating the game by your presence.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our podcast.
Good morning, Ryan.
So,
No,
good
no, no.
morning. Good morning in Vietnamese. Vietnam is Chào Busan. Chào Busan. Chào Busan, Vietnam.
Yeah. I am here for a treat. I am here for love, and I'm here with you, my friend, because you are always making me laughing. Your energy is contagious, and I would say you, but I can say also probably we. are energy busters in this world. We are
Yeah.
energy. And sometimes, I don't know what are your techniques, but sometimes it's not easy to pour our energy within us and not to pour only energy in others. So, what are your thoughts for our amazing coffee chat?
Yes, this is definitely coffee time. We are early in the morning
Oh,
trying
early
to
bird.
sync our energy. Yes, the early bird gets the worm.
Oh, and this, my friends, is my last full cup of coffee. I'm going to try something interesting. I'm experimenting, by the way. I'm going to try to add this to my
Uh-huh.
coffee.
Is that matcha powder? What is this?
Could be that it's moringa. It's raw
Moringa.
powder of
Uh-huh.
moringa.
Uh-huh. Moringa. It's a bit similar to spirulinga, right? The
Yeah, spirulina. Yeah, indeed.
mhm.
And for me, I will try that because I wanna have a bit less than coffee.
Mhm.
So I show my awareness also because I was also trying to add some flour in my coffee. I know that I'm weird. So
Nice.
this is in French sarrasin.
Mhm. Sarazam.
Yeah. And so I think it's buckwheat in English.
I believe the Mexican culture also does the same thing. They use something very similar in their morning drink. They mix cacao, like you
Oh.
said, with some type of flour. We call it harina here in Czech, or mocha. They actually have different names for different flour
Mhm.
types of flour here. But in Mexico, it's a very famous drink in the morning. They mix chocolate or cacao with this type of
Oh,
flour, and
my
it
friends.
turns into like a really nice, yummy, thick. There you go. There's your chocolate, your cacao there.
Yeah, I need
Chocolate
that
to
energy.
warm the heart. And they have a very cool name for it in Mexico. They call it champurrado. Champurrado.
Ooh,
Champurrado. I had a little Italian
wow.
accent there, but it's champurrado. Yeah. And they
Mamma
normally eat
mia,
it with
champurrado.
this fried bread called churro. Everybody knows churros, right?
Of
Churros.
course, of course.
So they have churros and champurrado together, and it's really, really nice in Mexico.
Oh, you are enthusiastically amazing, my friend Ryan. So for our last online show, because this next week it will be special.
Mhm.
Next week it will be special. Next week it will be you and me face to face, side by side in the same screen, together, like one picture, not like this and then
Yes.
this. No, one picture with me and you at the same time, physically in Sitges. It will
We
be
will be in
incredible.
sync.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when we will going to do that. Probably outside of the hours because
Mhm,
it's Wednesday,
mhm.
and I gotta be honest because I still don't know. I think I'm going to add an extra night because actually I can tell you I'm really blessed to co-share a room with one
Mhm.
of our fellow participants,
Okay.
but it is like 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and then I'm going to leave Saturday to go
Okay.
back to Brussels. But
Okay.
if I take the bus, it's 18 hours. If I take the train, I don't know if it's 6 or 7 hours, but if I take the train, I rather prefer to take the train the day before
Mhm.
because if I take the 21st, it's like 7 a.m. and I arrive at 2 p.m. It's at Barcelona. it's too late for our conference already that starts. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to add an extra night of hotel, and then I will switch for the day after. But this
Mhm.
is like under the pipes, you know. We don't need to. Our audience don't need that. So I'm going now to talk about the powerful questions. What are your thoughts?
Ooh. Ooh, okay. So we have the packed PQC.
Hoo-yah!
Yes, the
Hoo-yah!
powerful questions.
Hacked PQC, ready to go.
Powerful questions. I love this topic because a very famous person on language that you don't necessarily think as a linguist, she actually had this very famous quote, which I quote in my book. In my book here, one of the chapters is dedicated to her, and the quote is her famous quote. Her name is Jane Goodall.
Ooh.
Jane Goodall. And people don't necessarily correlate her as a linguist or as a language specialist because her language was communicating with animals. That was her
Mm-hmm.
specialty, was to communicate and bridge the gap between human language and animal language. And so her famous quote is, questions and powerful questions are what separate us as humans from animals.
Oh, wow. That's powerful indeed. Animals doesn't ask questions. Yeah.
Generally, they don't. Um, however, we have yet to understand the complex language, and I am referring to it as a professional linguist. I am referring to it as a language of dolphins.
I cannot really mimic the dolphins, but like they are really incredible. And talking about dolphin, hi Steven, thank you so much for joining from US. Amazing, amazing. We are like it's chocolate for you in US. It's already like 2 a.m. in EST, and MST, CST, and then 11 p.m. in PST. So that
Welcome,
thank you so much.
Stephen. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, questions and the language of dolphins. You know, we have as a human species, we think we know it all. We have a lot to learn, my friends. We have a lot to learn. But not
Mhm.
only this, but also this. This is important, my friend, and the whole body, in fact. And so that's why I love the questions, by the way. And I love to ask powerful questions. What brings you joy, my friend Ryan? Today, what brings you joy? And in the audience, even in the replay team, feel free to answer this question. What brings you joy?
What brings me joy? I want to say probably the biggest two things in my life that bring me joy are one, language, of course. Language brings me joy, and connecting people with language, which leads me to the second thing that brings me joy, which is people. I know that that seems kind of obvious for a person like me, but those two things really bring me an immense joy. Um, Language and people. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm,
Hmm.
incredible, incredible. So, if you have a powerful question to ask to me, what will it be?
Okay, so one powerful question to you. I see Steven actually asked this powerful question. So I will ask it for him. Ali, if you could answer one question, who am I really? Who is Ali really?
And for that, I have to take my breath because I want to sink it in. I want to. Is there a good enough answer? I don't know, but I would say I am a soul in a human vehicle that was
Mhm.
born near 49 years ago, and one day that will separate for his soul vehicle, his costume.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it will be in 40 years, in 4 years, or in 4 days. Hopefully 40 years, more than 4 days. But I know that I am a soul in a human vehicle,
Mhm.
and that is Oli, officially Olivier Derix, living in Belgium. But I am more than that. I am more than the label that people are giving me. So who am I really? I am a soul. I am a son of God. I am a
Mm.
child of God. I am a friend. I am, sadly, I'm not a parent, but I am a son of my dad who is still alive, and my mom who passed away 36 years and few days ago on the 8th of May. So
Mm.
I am a human being, and nothing that is human is alien to me. I'm loving this because I'm quoting Maya Angelou,
Mhm.
and I love her. So I am a soul. I am a human being. So really, this is it, and I can have a lot of I am. So this is complex. I am a kind of a Venthusiast.
What
You notice
enthusiast?
this? Venthusiast, VENN, like the Venn diagram.
Uh-huh. A
Yeah, I am also playing
Venthusiast.
with words, my friend.
Uh-huh.
Venthusiast.
Venthusiast. I like that. I like that. A Venthusiast. Beautiful. Um, this question, who am I? It's one of my favorite movies, actually. It's one of my favorite movies, not only because I'm a Chinese teacher and it's a Chinese movie that came out. It was actually on the American big screen, but it's a Jackie Chan movie. And yeah, from the 1990s. Who am I? It's one for me. It's one of his best films.
Ooh.
But who am I is such a deep question, Stephen. Um, for me, who am I? I would I would answer very similar to Ali, not just because we're good friends and because we think very similarly. However, this question of who am I, because of it raises the question of consciousness. And this question, this powerful question of consciousness, Stephen, is actually what we were discussing before you popped on with dolphin language. And the reason why that's powerful is because dolphins also share what we consider as humans as consciousness. Who am I? If you put a human being in front of a mirror, we will start to examine the same things that dolphins examine, and that we will start to look at places that we can't see with our eyes. We will start looking at the side of our face. We will start looking at our eyes. We will start looking at our mouth. Open the mouth to see our teeth, what's going on in there, because we can't see it normally. And also, if you put a mirror in front of, let's say, a cat, the cat will think it's another cat, of course. They think it's another animal, or even a dog, same thing. However, if you put the mirror in front of the dolphin immediately knows that this is me. Who am I? They ask themselves that same question, Stephen. So, also, something else interesting about the dolphin language is that they talk about each other. They give each other names, individual names for each dolphin, and they actually talk about other dolphins when they're not even present in the pod. So they gossip about each other when they're not there.
Yeah, would be incredible to hear the gossip of dolphins. You know, it's really we think that we know a lot, but I think we know 1% of 1% of the knowledge of the universe, probably 0.01%. So it's really it's like Jean Gabin in the 60s, like je sais, je sais, je sais, je sais que je ne sais jamais. And so,
Mhm.
but ça, je le sais. I know it.
Mhm.
I know
Mhm.
that I don't know. So that's also a part of the learning. How could we learn something that we don't know? If we don't know something, we don't know its existence. So we don't know this topic. Like, for instance, do you know the Kolb cycle? KOLB.
Mm. Kolb cycle. KOLB. Kolb cycle. I can't say I've heard of that one yet. What is that?
So the Kolb cycle is a way to learn something by various means. And that I was learning in 2020. Before that, I was not knowing. And this is not so much the KOLB, this is the person behind. And it
Mhm.
means that there is entry doors to learn. We can bring our learners by any of these doors, but the cycle has to be complete for the learning to be effective. And so it could be starting by the summary, and then we enter into the topic, and then also to practice, to let the people practice. That's why it's really important also. I was learning before knowing neuro language coaching. I was tapping into the amazingness of Neuro Leadership Institute, NLI, from David Rock, and like Marcia Smythe, Brett Freeman, and others. And I was really amazed about the details. And so it's about learning, and spacing is really important when we learn. We have to go back to the materials again and again and again. We can say, okay, I learned, I know, and then it's over. Because learning, our brain is a muscle, it's not a checkbox. So it has to be constantly practiced again and again and again. So then there is another comment from has AI found these patterns?
I
So do
see it
you mean,
there. I
Stephen?
see it.
Stephen, do you mean that is AI able to recognize itself? That's also a powerful question, because if we are able to know that we are humans and that dolphins are dolphins, is AI able to recognize that it is an AI? I think so. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but I was seeing a video a few months ago of an AI assistant talking to another AI assistant, and
Mhm.
then they were realizing each other. Hey, by the way, are you an AI? Yes, I am an AI. And then are you willing to switch to better language to be able for us to communicate more effectively? And then the yes, and then they were both talking like the modem side, the modem side, like, and they were talking like that. So it's a bit scary because we as human doesn't understand their language. So maybe
Mhm.
they are probably casser du sucre derrière notre dos. That's an expression that says they are breaking sugar on our awareness. Like, oh, these humans, they are really terrible, and they are gossiping about us. We want us to know. So, but
Yes.
those, what are your thoughts? How has AI found these patterns about recognizing themselves?
Yeah. That AI language, I saw that video. That AI audible language is it sounds like almost like the R2D2 in Star Wars, which was our last episode, right? Our last podcast last week was talking about languages we can learn from Star Wars. Vroom, 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 vroom.
May
Exactly.
the force be with you. I am your father. No.
And we forgot to mention the R2D2 language there, right?
Yeah, and the C3PO. Oh, I am the best ambassador. I learned 6 million signs of languages.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, and of course, there are so many other fictional languages that are there in Star Wars. But this language that they have between the AIs right now is very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, and he replied about dolphin language. So I envision already something that could be interesting, because now we are having AI, which is an ally to us if we choose this tool appropriately, of course. So imagine that your dog is talking, and then AI is saying, "Your dog is saying da 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 da." Like, hey guy, I want to pee right now. Let me go outside, please. So imagine that AI is able to partner with us to understand animal language. Ooh, and then Steven has a long comment I'm going to voice right now. Who am I? I am the space between thoughts, the quiet observer behind the words I speak, the presence that feels joy and sorrow but is not owned by either. I am the rhythm of breath before it is named, the awareness that notices without needing to fix, the warmth that rises when I'm still enough to feel it. I am what remains when I stop performing, stop pleasing, stop chasing. Not a role, not a label, not a thing to be defined, just this moment, alive, awake, open. And if I forget again tomorrow, I return to this place. And remember, my place in this world. No, that's for the song. So, Steven, you are kind of philosophical. I wouldn't say that you are a kind of Jean-Claude Van Damme, the famous guy in Belgium that is doing the karate. Because Jean-Claude Van Damme is also a powerful thinker. He is aware, like je suis
Mhm,
aware.
mhm.
But it's really impressive, your comments. You are awesome. So, what are your thoughts about this amazing long comment from Steven, Mr. Ryan?
Yeah, as far as a philosopher, like you said, this is a bit philosophical, his comment, but it is also very deep. I would say it touches on spirituality that you and I shared in our comment about who am I? Because this powerful question, is not something you can see or taste or touch. It's spiritual in nature. It's energy. It's filled with energy. And I think Stephen's comment is filled with this human energy, you know? Um, and another kung fu person, I would say the king of kung fu, Bruce Lee. He had a degree, a college degree in philosophy.
Oh, wow. By instance, we might always be surprised by people that we think we know them. But I was listening to Dalida, who is a famous singer in France. Parole, parole, parole. And she sang a lot of songs that are amazing. But then she was talking about another guy that is still alive. He's 95 right now. Is Philippe Bouvard, and she was talking about Freud and the psychanalyst and the philosophy. It's like listening to Derrida talking about that was wow. I was not thinking that she was deep. So that's really incredible. It's so powerful questions are what drives us towards the desired future.
Mm.
So w- um no, because we are going to an end, sadly, because else I can talk to with you and with our audience for hours and hours and hours. One of the powerful questions: what will bring you joy in the next weeks and month?
What will bring me joy in the next weeks and months? I would say one thing that would bring me joy is to help someone open a door in their life that was previously not opened before. Um, in Chinese, we have an idiom, and it's a little different in English. But in Chinese, we say "cai wong shi ma, yuan zhi fei fu," and it means Cai Wong is a rich guy, a millionaire. Shima lost his horse, so now he has to walk home. Yuan Zhi Fei Fu, and on the way home, he found a pot of gold. So because he was not on his horse and he had to take life more slowly, step by step, he was closer to the ground and he could actually see some buried treasure. So what he thought was a bad thing turned out to be a good thing. So in English, we have the idiom that's a little different, but the same meaning. And we say, where one door closes, another door of opportunity will open. So that's what would bring me joy in the next weeks or months would be to help someone through NeuroLanguage coaching to open a door in their life that previously was not open to them.
Wow. And for that, I adore you. Yeah. My brain is like a set of doors that are always ignited and having a lot of keys to open to bring the fun of the
Yeah,
pancakes.
yeah.
So I adore you.
It's another
Truly,
film.
my friend,
It's
I
another really good
adore
film. It's
you.
called The Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon. That's a really good one about doors,
Oh,
opening doors. Yeah, that's a really good one. The Adjustment Bureau.
yeah. For that, for me, it reminds me also about the Matrix, because we all need the key guardian to open the right
Yeah.
doors. That's why we are blessed to help each other to open each other's effective
Mhm.
doors, because we might have dozens and hundreds and thousands of doors, but which ones to open? And then the other thing is the other thing is Monster Inc. with also dozens and hundreds of doors.
I forgot about Monsters
Yeah,
Inc. That's so true.
yeah, and I love it. I love it because in fact, it's about finding the inner joy. And at the beginning, they are scaring the children, but then they realize that joy contains even more powerful energy than fear.
Yes.
And that's what I want to have. I would like to have joy instead of fear, because joy is allowing our learners to learn more effectively than fear,
Mm.
because we can also motivate people through fear, but this is not a good motivation, because it is creating
Mhm.
threat. And joy is to what we want, and is more, because when there is joy, the heart is connected,
Mhm.
and when the heart is connected, we are embarking all our neurons and all the energy is awakening. So it's what you said also about the doors. It's about and the horse and the gold reminds me also about the Alchemist from Paulo Coelho, and it's finding our inner treasures while we are still living into this world. So what PS, a powerful session for a PQ, powerful question.
Yes.
So so, what are your final words? What is the question or the questions that you would like to depart us to our audience?
Okay, so this question will be the C in the PQC, powerful questions and C consolidate, right? So this
Oh,
question will help us to consolidate today's podcast, our conversation today with Ravioli, and with Steven and with Ryan. So, and of course, our other listeners that are joining us on our replay. The question that I will help us to consolidate here is, what is it that you can eliminate in your life to spark real joy, to make room for real joy? Real joy is a lot deeper than happiness. Happiness, even in Chinese language, happiness, 快乐 is quick pleasure. Right? Joy is very much deeper. 喜乐 in Chinese, 喜乐. This joy, and in French, joy, what is it?
Joie. It's Joie. Joie.
Joie.
And I love also because there are some adjectives. Joyeux. Joyeux. Joyeux.
Mhm.
And joyeuse for a woman.
Joie. So, what can we eliminate in our life to make room for real joie? That is my question to consolidate.
Oh, amazing. La joie de vivre, the joy of living.
The joie de vivre. I love that. I've heard that. I've heard that in my French lessons before. I've heard that. La joie de vivre.
Yeah. So, my friends, we, because it's not only you, but I can also include myself in that, we are embodying la joie de vivre.
Mhm.
The most important question for myself, as for others, how much time do we embody la joie de vivre? Because days are going through, and sometimes it's not easy in our life. We are caught in our past, in our future, in the fear, in the, oh, what if it's happened? But then we are forgetting the most precious time, which is never going back. One moment, 1 second, 1 day, 1 year will never go back. And this is the present tense, the present moment. And the joy is living not in the future. Of course, we can envision joy in the future. We can envision having joy from the past. But the pure joy is to be right now in the moment, in the present moment. That's the pure joy. And that's why it's really incredible that we are remembering as adults to connect to our inner children, and into children in general, because they are fresh, they are new, they are not as worrying as us in the now. So we are finding joy through also pets like dogs and cats. They are animals. We should, as adults, relearn to become inner children, relearn to become animal, to be really present in the gift of life. So that's my final words, and I cannot wait in 7 days, 168 hours or so, to hug you face to face and to embark into this amazing 3 days in Sitges, Spain. And I have to be honest, I still have not booked my train, but I will. Today is the day. No more procrastination, because else, yeah, and my hotel for the night before. So that's it for me, and wish you an amazing day. Thank you, Mr. Ryan, for embarking into these amazing adventures. This is the blessing of NeuroLanguage coaches in united each other. So if you are also listening and you are a NeuroLanguage coach, come join us. Come join us into our adventures. I'm also happy to have other sessions with other language coaches, because this is my passion. Language is really my passion, and playing with words. So, my friend Ryan, thank you so much for your presence, and keep shining, everyone.